The Bryce Underwood era and the Justice Haynes era are underway at Michigan, and the Michigan Wolverines win 34-17. I am James Yoder. As always, Michigan Football Report post-game show. Let's jump into it. I took notes the entire game, and I was tweeting the entire game at James Yoder, so you should follow me there. Let's talk about 5 things I thought were the most important takeaways from this Michigan 34-17 win over New Mexico at the Big House, the 2025 season opener, year 2 of Sherrone Moore. And number 1, this should be surprising anyone. Bryce Underwood is the real deal, the 5-star freshman, the number 1 player in the country, perhaps the most hyped recruit since Trevor Lawrence. And I would argue, given the fact that he was announced a starter, given the fact that this is Michigan, given the fact that he flipped to the Wolverines in such a hype fashion with all the NIL stuff, I truly believe it's the most anticipated, most hyped first game for an 18-year-old since LeBron James in 2003. And I think he lived up to the expectations. 21 of 31, 251 yards, 1 touchdown, no turnovers, and it was a breath of fresh air versus last year. I mean, do you guys remember what the 2024 season looked like? I'm not even talking about the Fresno State game. I'm talking about every game. You went from the Davis Warren to Alex Orji to Jack Tuttle, back to Davis Warren, back to Alex Orji in the bowl game. I mean, if you think about it, if you had more guys, you could have been your 5th or 6th string quarterback for Michigan. You got Jaden Davis out there playing a little bit. Alex Orji at UNLV. You got other guys playing San Diego State to starting the other quarterback whose name I'm not remembering right now. Bryce Underwood started 6 of 7. Michigan started 5 of 5 on 3rd down in their first 2 drives, scored a touchdown on 3rd and 3 on that second drive. And that's a great start for this team. That's a great start for Bryce Underwood, right? Didn't get rattled. I think he's a confident guy. But I also like the fact that on Justice Haynes' second touchdown, a run where he had to kind of cut it back outside, Bryce Underwood did not hesitate. And maybe some people say he shouldn't have done that. Don't risk it. But he kind of just went back against the grain, threw a shoulder into a New Mexico defensive player. And I loved it because just all things being equal, the quarterback situation last year absolutely stunk. And now Michigan has a quarterback. The offense this year is just so much better. It's so much better. It's like finding out, I tweeted this out a few minutes ago, that Santa Claus is real if you're a little kid. It is unbelievable that you actually have confidence in the offense. And I know some people are saying, hey, the defense kind of stunk, by the way, as LSU was about to beat Clemson. That's a surprise. I thought actually Clemson would win this game. One thing I thought was a little bit interesting, just an observation, that Bryce Underwood did not run really at all in this game. So is it that they don't want him to run because of injury concerns, or are they saving a few designed runs and some read options or just rollouts for next week's game at Oklahoma? We'll see what happens. Other quick notes on the offense. I thought Andrew Marsh, the true freshman wide receiver, top 150 player coming into this class, I thought he had a real poor showing for his first game. Fumbled a kick return early on. There was a play where he could have been wide open for a pass where he just didn't even know the ball was coming to him. And so it showed lack of awareness from a true freshman who I reported in either my Friday or Saturday video, one of those, that Michigan expected him to have a bigger role, which he did, but he didn't actually, show out or do what they were hoping to see from the true freshman, the very hyped freshman, someone who I think who could be in the starting lineup by the end of this year. So give me your one-word reaction. Michigan beats New Mexico 34-17. Bryce Underwood's a star. Justice Haynes is a star. Marlin Klein seems to be a star. I even tweeted out as a joke that Colson Loveland might have been a system tight end for Michigan. But a one-word reaction. Mine is satisfying, and it's on to Oklahoma. I think the offense, very satisfying. The defense, good, but certainly left things to be desired at times for this team. Next up, how about Justice Haynes? I'm saying, hello, Justice Haynes, 158 yards. I think that's what he ended with because I don't know if he had any more, 59 yards, 16 carries, 159 yards, 3 touchdowns. The Alabama transfer that they said for Caleb Downs last year at Ohio State. The Alabama transfer, right? Alabama lost today to Florida State, a team that went 3-9 last year. And their leading rusher, the guy that they thought that they could, let Justice Haynes walk out the door, the leading rusher had 31 yards. He got the start, and I'm like, well, you knew he would start probably, but you thought that Jordan Marshall would also get a ton of carries, but that's not what happened. It was very clearly Justice Haynes' show. He had 16 carries, 159 yards. Jordan Marshall, 11 carries, only 29 yards, 3 touchdowns for the Alabama transfer, as they say sometimes. Joe Klatt or Gus Johnson will say that on football broadcasts for other players, so it's maybe relevant here, but I was super excited. He seems to be a star in the making. I'm not sure if I can remember a Michigan football running back to make a debut, their first game in the Wolverines uniform, where they performed as well as Justice Haynes did today. I think Michigan absolutely has a star running back in Haynes. Let's see what Jordan Marshall does. If he's anything what we thought he could be as a recruit, as a player last year against Alabama, Michigan could have a two-headed monster back to what we had with Hassan Haskins, Blake Corum, and Donovan Edwards. It is exciting to see, and I cannot wait to see how things shake out. Now, go down in the comments and the description. I'll put this in the second paragraph of the description. You got the Michigan football Jordan Brand shirt. I've talked about the last couple days in the show. The Hail shirt. It says Hail right across it. Jordan Brand here. Block M tiny below it. $17.99 right now. $17.99. That shirt is on sale. Chatsports.com/Hail shirt. Remember it, or go down and click on that link. Michigan Hail shirt. It's awesome. I think I'm going to buy that one, but I did buy this one, the Michigan Jordan Brand Performance Sideline Player shirt. This thing is normally $65. It is only $29. That's something like 60% off or something like that. $29, normally $65. Link for that one, chatsports.com/Michigan Sideline. I'm going to put both those links down in the comments and the description. Second paragraph of the description. Just go down, click on the links in the second paragraph of the description, and you can get the best deals that we could find on the internet for Michigan football gear. I want you guys to grade Bryce Underwood's debut, A, B, C, D, or F. I'm going to go with an A-. Certainly, he could have improved a little bit. He wasn't bad by any means. A couple throws that just didn't make a lot of sense, but overall, thought it was a terrific performance. The best performance we've ever seen from a true freshman in their first game. It's without a doubt, no questions asked on that one. He finished 21 of 31, 251 yards, and 1 touchdown. Just a hell of a game. Just looked the part, and we'll see what happens. They play Oklahoma, who had a good game themselves today, next week in Norman. How about this Michigan football defense? It is deep, and this is my number 3 takeaway on today's instant reaction from the 34-17 win over New Mexico. TJ Metcalf, the Arkansas transfer, in my opinion, without looking at any stats, any grades, anything else anyone else says, I felt TJ Metcalf was the best player for this Michigan football team on defense tonight. Jayshon Barham, we'll talk about him in a second. Ernest Hausman, unbelievable linebacker play today. Thought they were on the ball, guarding tight ends, guarding running backs, rushing the passer. Barham got kicked out of the game. That's my last takeaway here, or fourth takeaway here in a few minutes. In a few moments. The defensive line. So many guys played the defensive line. There was 9 defensive linemen that already played in the 2 or 3 minutes into the second quarter. We'll see how many played. I don't know the exact number. I would guess it's 11 or 12 or 13 defensive linemen. And you saw it all over the place. Guys like Cole Sullivan and others. The linebacker that was a 3-star, but you've heard about rumors about him in camp last year and this year that he could be a star. TJ Guy. Saw what he had in the bowl game against Alabama. He had an unbelievable one-handed interception that, he looks super skinny. He looks like a tight end out there. It was awesome to see what kind of shape he is. He looks like a future NFL player himself. The safeties, Mason Curtis, Brandon Hillman. These guys have speed. They have an eye and a nose for the ball. They played great. Hillman had himself an interception. They're every bit what we hope they would be at the safety position. No Rod Moore today, as we told you guys on Thursday would likely happen, but it didn't really matter. Still hope that Rod Moore comes back, but if not, Mason Curtis, Brandon Hillman look pretty damn good to me. Somebody who didn't look that great to me today was Jair Hill. I thought there were too many instances where he got burned or got lucky that the ball was dropped, thrown out of bounds, and thrown off a player's head. Other cornerback positions sure seemed like Josiah Edmond, I'm guessing. I mean, I know not Keon Sabb. What's his name? I always forget his name. Zeke Berry, I'm sorry. Zeke Berry. We thought he was going to be the second corner, but he did rotate in there. He's playing a little nickel, sometimes just in the middle of the field. So when they were split outside, I did see that Josiah Edmond, I felt, had the most snaps, but I haven't seen the full snap count. It's always interesting to see that versus what you see on TV. But what I saw on TV, Josiah Edmond was your second cornerback for this team. If you love the Michigan football team, if you love the 2023 National Championship, if you want to see more Michigan football content, I'll encourage you guys to subscribe to the show. Hit that subscribe button right below the video. Michigan Football Report. We'll have about 4 or 5 videos per week this entire football season. Fourth takeaway, this Jashawn Barham targeting call hurts. Not only would I think it was bullshit, because I think it really was, he was going for the tackle. He came in hot. The quarterback kind of went to throw and then kind of ducked down. But it means he's not playing next week against Oklahoma in the first half. And it's just not something Michigan can afford to lose, is potentially their first or second best player on defense, at least for the majority of the game tonight. So that one really hurts this Michigan football team. I think it probably takes their odds of beating Oklahoma down a significant percentage, 5 or 10% down from what we thought it would be going into next week. So Jashawn Barham will not play in the first half. I don't know. Is there some sort of appeal process that I don't know about? I saw people tweeting at me, oh, Michigan should appeal it. Michigan should appeal it. Does that exist? I don't know if I follow it that closely. It's not like this happens every game. You get a player once, maybe twice a season that you'll get a targeting call in the second half of a game. Are going to have to stay out the second half or the first half of the following game. But I thought Jimmy Roller played well in the second half of the third quarter and the fourth quarter in the plays that I saw him. Jimmy Roller has been around the program for a while, has always been on the cusp of starting, but Barham, Hausman, transfer guys kind of took over his starting spot. So thought he played pretty well, but Jashawn Barham just looked like another level of player tonight. Wearing the number 1, super fast, in your face, look like an NFL football player, and he's going to miss the first half against Oklahoma. Speaking of Oklahoma, predict the score of this game, right? Give me a score prediction down in the comments of what you think. I was pretty close, by the way. I said 31-7, final score 34-17. I mean, had Oklahoma not converted on that fake, goal line run where they snapped it off the ground to the running back who kind of did a little Tim Tebow and threw the pass over top to the tight end, then the score would, if they wouldn't have got that, would have been 34-10, which means I would have been pretty much spot on, 3 points off for each team. But let me know what you guys think for the score prediction. I'll give mine later in the week. I think Michigan can win this game, though, but Oklahoma's offense looked pretty damn good tonight. Last takeaway was, how about Marlin Klein? Colston Loveland, who? Right? Colston Loveland, who? 6 catches, 93 yards, 1 touchdown on the 2-minute drill right before half for Marlin Klein. There were doubters for Marlin Klein going into this season, right? In fall camp, oh, he's not cutting it. He's not Colston Loveland. He looked awesome tonight. He looked great, and I think Bryce Underwood trusts him. He wasn't dropping the ball. He had a 27-yard pass early on, where it's kind of like, play not the run pass option, running back just right over the top, and that's what Michigan needs, because the wide receivers were okay today, right? Samaj Morgan, 4 catches for 33 yards. Donovan McCulley, the Indiana transfer, 4 catches for 31 yards. Channing Goodwin took a massive hit in the second half. He had 2 catches for 49 yards, including one, I believe, was right before half. Yeah, a really nice pass down the middle, and that was good to see. But you definitely need Marlin Klein. You need 2 or 3 receiving options on the outside. You need at least 1 tight end, plus these running backs. If you're going to beat a team like Oklahoma, of course, beat a team like Ohio State later on in the year, I guess, unless it's 2024. So that was really good to see Marlin Klein make an impact for this Michigan football team. All right, that is my Wolverines instant reaction. They beat New Mexico 34-17. I will put out a Michigan Overreaction Sunday. I'm going to kind of scroll on the internet. I'm going to rewatch the game tonight. It is 11:30 Eastern as I'm wrapping up filming this bad boy. And I'm going to rewatch the game, and then we're going to put out a video probably around 11 or 12 o'clock tomorrow, as long as things go the way I hope they do over the next 13 hours. So hope you enjoyed the show. Subscribe if you haven't. I will see everyone tomorrow morning with our Overreaction Sunday. Go Blue.